What's good, everybody? I am back. Yeah, sorry for the wait. I was coughing up my lungs for a few days there, but I'm alive and the schedule is back on track. Now, this is officially the first episode of a new weekly series I'm doing, Villain of the Week. Every week I'm picking the fighter, the moment, or the absolute chaos merchant that had MMA fans losing their minds. And trust me, this week we've got a good one. I had a few candidates in mind. First up was Dalton Almeida, because man, that performance against Volkov, terrible. But here's the thing, he didn't carry the noise. The backlash came and went. Then I thought, Ronda Rousey, the self-proclaimed GOAT, once again making headlines for never taking accountability for why fans turned on her, and even turning her back on the one man that glazed her throughout her career, Joe Rogan. Treacherous. But again, the wave came and went. She wasn't this week's villain, more like a reoccurring villain that pops up every here and there, that no one really takes serious anymore. Kinda like Plankton. And Cyril Gahn almost took it, poking Tom Aspinall in both eyes. That's eyes with an S. A clear front runner for villainy right there. But then, something happened at the Apex that changed everything. During fight week, I saw Ante Delija, Tom Aspinall's own teammate, criticize Gahn at the pre-fight presser for the eye pokes, only to go out there and poke Waldo Cortez Acosta in the eye himself, and then get knocked out immediately after. WWE couldn't have wrote that better. That was the moment I knew the real villain of the week wasn't Gahn, it wasn't Almeida, it wasn't Rousey, it was Tom Aspinall himself. Now hear me out. I don't hate Tom Aspinall. I actually like the guy. I defended him in my last video. But right now, as we speak, he's the MMA villain of the week. Not because he did something evil, but because of the controversy that followed him these past 2 weeks. Him not being able to continue after the eye poke has divided the MMA world. Half the fans are defending him, the other half are saying he quit too soon. And because of that, the hate has gotten so loud that it's made him look worse, and even made his teammate Delija look ridiculous for defending him before committing the same offense. Bruh. But here's where it gets deeper. According to Herb Dean, the whole incident, Gahn's poke, Delija's poke, and the fallout, has actually forced a mandatory referee meeting to address eye pokes moving forward. So whether he meant it or not, Tom Aspinall has now triggered an official policy conversation in the UFC. And that's why I had no other choice but to crown him villain of the week. He's not evil. He's just the center of MMA chaos right now. The man's being treated like the Sith Lord of the heavyweight division. Darth Aspinall has officially risen. And fans are mad because now we're hearing that the rematch with Gahn won't be happening anytime soon. Tom saying his eye still hasn't fully healed, which again, fair. You don't mess around with eye injuries. But from a fan's perspective, it's frustrating. The division was finally moving, finally interesting again. Now, Dana White's probably fuming in his office, and I can already see what's coming. If Aspinall takes too long to recover, we're getting another interim title fight. My guess? Gahn versus Waldo Cortez Acosta, since Waldo honestly had the better performance than Volkov. And man, that's the last thing this division needs right now. Another interim belt clogging up the line. We've already been through the whole John Jones and Tom Aspinall interim debacle. I don't want to see this again. I don't even want to hear the word interim. But let's not ignore the real issue that caused all this. The eye pokes. It's getting ridiculous. We don't need to reinvent the gloves completely, but the UFC has got to start cracking down harder. Take points, dock purses, make it hurt financially. Because until that happens, fighters are going to keep stretching their fingers like E.T. Even UFC veteran Jim Miller said it best. He's had dozens of fights and hasn't even poked that many people in the eye, as a lot of these new fighters do. So why do we keep seeing this every weekend? That's 2 weekends back to back. It's simple. The UFC doesn't want to share profits with Trevor Whitman, the guy who designed safer gloves years ago. They had the fix in front of them and chose greed over safety. And I get it. It's a business at the end of the day. But these kinds of controversies put a blemish on said business. Now look what happened. Two back-to-back eye pokes in the heavyweight division, and now has left nothing but question marks. And speaking of question marks, let's talk about the main event that followed that. Steve Garcia versus David Onama. Brother, what was that? That was supposed to be your moment, your big breakout. Instead, it looked like Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor all over again. Onama had no answer to Garcia. Dude got walked down and TKO'd all in the first round. It's back to the prelims for you, pal, because when they gave you the spotlight, you froze. Then Steve Garcia called out Josh Emmett afterward, which isn't terrible on paper, but if you really want to make a statement, call out Arnold Allen and just wait for him to recover. That's how you skip the line. Not by fighting the guy who's already falling down it. You fight Arnold Allen. And I'm sure with a performance like that, ain't no one gonna argue with it. Because looking at the featherweight division right now, Pitbull is on a losing streak. Gene Silva just lost. Josh Emmett is on a losing streak. Ortega's on a losing streak. You could call out Zalal, but he had his reasons for not calling out Zalal yet. So that leaves Arnold Allen. Because everyone from the top 5 are looking to only fight above, not under. I'm sure Arnold Allen would take that fight. And that would be a good fucking fight, man. Better than the Zalal fight, if I'm being honest. Anyway, that's all my voice can handle right now. So to recap, Almeida disappointed, Ronda deflected, Gon poked, Delija embarrassed himself, but through all the chaos, the man in the center of it, the one who unintentionally started an MMA civil war, is Tom Darth Aspinall. The heavyweight champion is the MMA villain of the week. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments. Who's your pick for villain of the week? Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.